at various tracks here at the Speed Bowl at Stafford, Thompson, Monadnock, Seekonk. And we are underway. And the Coupe, who led the way for the bulk of the race in qualifying, Phil Jakes leads them down into turn number 3. Alongside is Ben Levangie into 00. Gary Byington going to work in that Whelen modified tour car. He's campaigned that a few times. And Levangie checks out, grabs the lead. In a car that has been run by Steve Park and the late Ted Christopher, owned by Joe Brady. And closing in is Byington with a burst of energy. Jakes runs in the 3rd spot. And he is trying to hold off the 5 of Wright. At the front, Gary Byington, showing that car still has some giddy up. In a side-by-side duel with Ben Levangie. Jakes hanging on to that 3rd spot, and in the 5, rounding out our field. 5 laps in, and it still continues to be the Byington 30 and the 00 of Levangie locked up in a side-by-side tussle. Now the 5 of Wright makes a move to the outside of Jakes in the 8. And they whistle their way down into turns 1 and 2. And Byington puts the 30 into the front. Not to be outdone, here comes Levangie. And they rumble down into turns 1. Levangie staying up high. Byington not letting him clear and get down. And they stay side by side as they have been for the last 7 to 8 laps. And they've checked out just a little bit from the Jakes Wright battle going on behind them. And it looked like it was Levangie at the line that time by. They hum their way across the stripe and into turn 1. And soon we'll be hitting the halfway point. We are 10 laps in this 25-lap feature. And it has been Byington and the 00 of Levangie that have been side by side for the bulk of this race. And closing in is the 5 of Wright. Byington and Levangie. Now Byington pulls ahead of Levangie. And Craig Merriman gives him the signal, we're halfway, boys. But Levangie not done yet. Attacking on the outside, and here comes Jakes. One more shot to grab the 3rd spot away from Wright as he powers by. Byington and Levangie, 2 veterans at this game. Go down the backstretch, Byington with the lead. Levangie on the attack to the outside. And we will be in single digits for the American Vintage Modifieds once Byington hits the stripe. Gary Byington down the backstretch in the lead. Trying to get a run to the outside is Ben Levangie. Behind them Phil Jakes in the 8 has made his way into that third spot and is about a 2-car length advantage over the 5 of Wright. But they still continue to race side by side for the lead. Like they were lined up on a pace lap. Gary Byington and Ben Levangie come barreling across and into turn number 1. Down the backstretch, a half-car length advantage by Levangie. But Byington right there. And they get a full hand. 5 to go. Has Levangie tuckered out Byington? And we have a yellow as we have cars. Gary Byington to the inside, Ben Levangie on the outside.
You all right with this, Brenda?
Here we go, back in action. And Byington powers his way to the early lead. Levangie almost out of a crossover,
Now, these two
but thinks better of it.
they're going to have to race it out on foot.
And Levangie to the inside. Levangie and Byington, side by side. And we're hoping for not a Ricky Bobby finish. And Levangie to the outside. We'll get 2 laps to go.
2 to go. 2 to go.
And here comes Levangie again. They will see the white flag. They have been locked up in battle for 23 of the 25 laps. And Levangie stops on the gas. Gary Byington will have 2 turns to try to figure something out. Not enough. And returning to the victory circle, it will be. Ben, seemed like it took a while, but you had to tire Gary Byington out over those. What? I think you guys were side by side 23 out of the 25 laps.
You know, me and Gary have run side by side here probably 200 laps over the last 5, 6, 7 years, whatever we've been here. And can't thank Waterford for having us. We love coming here. You know, hate those guys. I don't even know what happened, but it looks like they got tangled up or something. I hate that happens. We hate seeing cars get torn up. But me and Gary had a great battle there. And, he got... I wanted the outside, and he got under me and slid up. I said, all right, well, I guess he wants the outside because he knows that's where I want, so I guess I got to try back on the bottom. And, it gave me a lot of room because it was, after that restart, it was pushing bad.
Who are the sponsors on the 00?
Got to thank Tech Mechanical, U.S. Sheet Metal, Levangie Home Repair. Got to, just my Uncle Fred for doing this, keeping Joe Brady's, memory alive, and Engine Joe and everybody that worked on, Brady's cars over the years. That's why we do this to, this is the original Dick Trickle, Steve Park car, and we have a lot of fun, and we can't thank Waterford enough for having us.